What's good? What's good, everybody? It's DP and my boy Ed. We chopped it up yesterday. We talked about what he did, how he built his business, what I'm currently doing. But now we're about to get into the show. We ain't came up with a name yet. We're gonna find one for y'all. We're gonna have an intro. We're gonna do it nice and spiffy and professional for you. But forget all that. We still got our topics. And topic number one is Shedeur starts. Shedeur is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in preseason game number one. Now, this is one of the things. People are saying that's great for him. It's a great opportunity. Other people are saying it's a setup. Because think about it. They keep saying the whole training camp is he's not getting reps with the ones, barely with the twos. He's running with the threes and the fours. Now, all of a sudden, when bullets are flying, and now they're throwing them out there. We don't know how many starters are going to play, how many backups are going to play. But it's probably not the guys that he was throwing the ball to the most, right? He's in a different position. He's in a different mind state now because it's like, hey, I'm thinking going into the first one, I'm going to see some guys play, then I'm going to go out there. Now he's leading them out there. Do you think this is an opportunity or is it a setup for him?
You know what? It's funny because I come from a unique situation similar to that. My freshman year, I started as a true freshman. And I remember at the time I was really excited. I called my dad and said, Pops, I'm playing the first game of the season. Your boy's a true freshman. Lit. Yeah. So I understand that. But as I look at it now, I was set up for failure because I wasn't playing at a Division II school, playing against Norfolk State. That was a Division I school that won to me at the year before. So, they end up beating us like 60-7, I think, that the year I played. The year before was like 50-20 or something like that. And we had a fifth-year senior quarterback the year before I got there. Yeah. So hindsight 2020, I shouldn't have started that game. I should have played the following week when we played a team that was owing, whatever. But I didn't play. So I say that to say I think they are setting up Shedeur Sanders, but it is the preseason game. He is an NFL player. He is getting paid like a professional. God forbid it's Joe Flacco playing and then Joe Flacco get hurt. He steps in. We expect him to play. He had the whole week.
It happened yesterday. Anthony Richardson got hurt.
Yeah, he's prepared. I mean, he's a professional. He had tons of different offensive coordinators. He's been Deion Sanders' son his entire life. So this isn't new. The hype, the pressure, I think he's going to deliver. And maybe I'm an optimist. Maybe I'm just rooting for the kid. I don't, but I think that this is an opportunity that he is going to be able to excel in. So I'm going to have my popcorn ready. I think he's going to do well. Maybe it's the owners doing that. Throw him out there to see what he do. But when they throw him out there, I think he's going to swim. What do you think?
Got you. Before I go on to my side, I heard my boy Ed say he's an optimist. He think he's going to do good. Ed ain't telling y'all he was paying us money when Colorado was playing TCU a few years ago because he ain't believe in Coach Prime. So for him to say that he's an optimist and he think my boy going to shine means Shedeur has done something that has changed his mind. Mind you, once again, like you said, he was a quarterback. He was a black quarterback. He was a quarterback that got thrown into the fire, right? So I wanted to say that first for y'all that weren't with us when we first had the show. This was a big thing going into week one when Colorado got to TCU, that TCU game. And I think it was like a 17-point spread, 20-point spread. And like me and your boy, we were like, Colorado. And it was like, nah, ain't no way they win. So I love to see that he's supporting my guy and he's been supporting him for a while. But I personally think it's a gift and a curse. And this is why. You're Deion Sanders' son. You're Shedeur. You're this big old brand. But guess what? If he balls out, they're going to say it's preseason. It wasn't the starters. But if he looks terrible, it ain't preseason. It's going to be like, we told you he wasn't an NFL caliber player. That man can go out there and throw for 300 yards, 5 TDs in the first half, and they're going to be like, so that's what I hate so much about it. Is how it all came about, but that's just part of it, right? LeBron can go for 100 across the stat board, and they're gonna be like, oh, well, it's only because he's in year 24 and he got some cheat, right? That's just people in general. But that's the part that sucks to me the most about it is he's in a no-win situation. If he balls, the media, the mood's still gonna be like, oh, whatever, it's a preseason game, that doesn't matter. And if he doesn't do good, it's not just a preseason game; it's his whole livelihood and his NFL career is on the line in people's minds right now. I think he goes and has a good game. I don't think he goes crazy. It's the preseason, right? They're not going to do too much. They're going to probably try and do something similar to Colorado. Dink, dunk, get them into the rhythm, especially game one. I'm hoping that, right, that your coaches would have your back because we see how the owner was already talking about, well, I didn't want him and all that stuff. But every time he had a chance to deliver at Colorado, the young man delivered. Like, like when they were out of games, they were just out of games. That just is what it is. But when they're like, hey, we have to score or we lose, I feel like 90% of the time they scored. And they went down there. Now the defense might not have stopped them. And I think that's the thing you can't teach is the cool, calm, collected. I've been in this situation, and I'll take me over Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes. That's in his mind. That's just how he was built. Deion Sanders is his dad.
Why was Dak Prescott brought up? Just curious.
I'm just throwing out names. I'm just throwing out names. I
got you. I got you.
Yeah. He ain't up there with them, but I'm in Dallas, so Dak's name always.
Dallas say, okay, maybe you're a Dallas fan, but you know what?
No, I'm not a Dallas fan. I was faking on Facebook when I was making that money on. Because when you cheer for Dallas, everybody gonna hate you. We're gonna run them numbers up. I ain't never been a Dallas fan.
Okay,
but it was beneficial to the business.
Gotcha. Okay,
so but yeah, that's why Dak was brought up. But
okay, so Dak, it's funny you brought up Dak because Dak had a crazy preseason run, and that's how he ended up taking over, the starter position. So maybe if he has a Dak run, that would be amazing. I think that, to be honest with you, man, like you said, I wasn't the biggest Shedeur fan when he first came over because I didn't think that they were just going to dominate TCU the way they did after TCU being in the national championship game the year before. Yeah. But he did. But I say that to say, if Shedeur came in the number 2 pick and he was the, going for the Browns and, everybody was hyping him up, I would be a little bit worried. And that's just the gambler in me. I like to go against the masses or what Vegas might say. Yeah. But the fact that everything is going against him, the owner is going out of his way to say, I didn't want him. Him sliding in the draft. Deion has his health issues. I think Shedeur is locked in. I think he's going to
do it.
I think he's going to come out and because now he's not coming out on the high horse. He was embarrassed on draft night. He's upset. He has a chip on his shoulder.
Told Deion, don't come.
Don't come.
I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah. That guy gets it. Cam Ward gets it. He was talking about how his dad, was working all of his life, waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning and doing a job he didn't love. Why can't I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning doing something that I love and getting paid? But Cam gets it. Yeah. Shedeur, when they was going through the draft process, he didn't get it.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. He was talking crazy. He was like, hey, man, let's take a selfie. Let's do our – Cam said, I just play football.
Yeah.
Now that Shedeur has experienced this adversity, you can tell in his interviews that he's not, and I hate to say it, but they humbled him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I wish that they didn't have to humble him to get it, but he's talking, he's playing the game, sort of say. And I think that he's going to come out and he's going to surprise a lot of people.
He hasn't made any wrong moves since draft day. Through the draft day when he slid, those days that he slid, no wrong moves, no wrong quotes. Since he's been drafted, since this stuff has happened with his dad, he has been 100% on point to where there's nothing you can say about him. The only incident he had was the speeding, right? But we're just talking about on field, how he's handling football. There is nothing that you can say he's made a wrong thing. He's been in the community. He's going to places nobody on Cleveland teams have ever went in the hood. So I'm excited to see how he's going to do tonight. And we can talk about that one forever. But the next one we're going to talk about is kind of a piggyback off of what we were talking about yesterday with some of the gambling, the betting. But it comes back to pro athletes, right? So I'm going to bring this up right here real quick.
Okay.
And Kendrick Perkins is going to talk real quick. So we'll see what he says, and then we'll go from there.
So let me say this. As a guy that used to be a big time gambler at casinos, like 4 or 5 years ago, I actually had an addiction in gambling. I actually went up to the casino and signed myself that I would never gamble again. Not that they made me, I did it. Right? Like I did it. I was a blackjack type of guy. And what happens with these markers, when you take a marker out from the casino, is basically you're getting a marker and you have 30 days to pay the marker back. If you don't pay the marker back, then it's labeled as quote unquote fraud or you writing a bad check. Because when you go and you take the line of credit, you know that basically what they're saying is you knew that you didn't have the funds. And they recently, over the last 10 years, that they could charge you criminally. Now, I will say this. The casinos don't want to go that route with you unless they feel like you disrespected them. Disrespect meaning lack of communication, or you can call and say, you know what? Hey, give me another 30 days and I'll pay the marker off, or give me 6 months.
So we'll keep it right there. Pretty much, we'll go into it. We talked about yesterday when you were doing your daily fantasy. You're like 5 years, I banned myself, right?
Yeah.
He said he had to do it, right? So a lot of people don't even realize, like, right, because they don't go to the casinos enough or bet enough money or just don't want to know because they want to keep betting that. You can take yourself out to where you put yourself on the no entry list, ban list. You walk in there, they see you. They putting you in them cuffs because you trespass.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, if you actually put yourself on that list and then you try and walk into a casino, like they can arrest you because you're now trespassing. And it's not, once again, because they want to do it, but you put yourself on there. So basically it's them protecting you and protecting themselves, because if they don't and you were on the ban list and let's say you lose another 10,000, now you know y'all wasn't supposed to let me in here. So Then you got the point of him saying you're taking out these big, basically you're gambling on credit. So
that
I don't
sound
think,
good.
like, you're never gonna. You can get lucky, but gambling on credit, it's bad because it's gonna. I feel like influence bad decisions because you're not gonna feel the hit right then. When you put 1,000 on the table and 1,000 gets taken away, it makes you think about putting another 1,000. But when you put 1,000 and you lose, it's like, oh, well, that's only 1,000 of the 25,000, and it doesn't hit you right then, and I'll pay that off. How do you feel about that, right? Because we talk about your business and what you do. Would you ever advise somebody to gamble on credit in that way, or is it like, hey, what your bankroll is that, and if you're washed out, you're done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody can tell you to gamble on credit with a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless they're the casino and they know that, oh yeah, we're finna get over on you. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're gambling. So to gamble on credit is crazy. I would never recommend that. It just sounds like a bad idea. It's unfortunate that people get to that point. Like I said, I was nowhere even close to that, but I have a little bit more self-control than most of those people. And it can take over you if you don't know what you're doing. If you're not paying attention to your actual wins, losses, your profit, loss statements at the end of the month, or you go in a bad situation, you trying to pay rent, you trying to do child support, you trying to, make some money for a car note, and you are just in over your head. It could get ugly, and I saw it. I see it. I don't see it so much so in my business line of business, because the people who do what I do pretty much aren't, high rollers like that where they're betting 5 to 10, 20, 30 grand a game. But from the stories and what we hear online and athletes' horror stories, I can believe it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And then, like he said, it was more to do because they do that for the high rollers. So it was a lack of communication. Like, it's funny because him and his brother, they both went to KU, so I know them. But they're on there, oh, they did us wrong. They did us wrong. Once again, like he said, the casinos don't want to do this because they want you to keep coming back and losing money.
Yeah.
But they want to give you leeway, right? But at some point you did so much that they tried to make an example out of you. Because if you were to lose 100,000 He'd be like, hey, I got you 50. I know I got 30 days, but I got 50 this month, 50 the next month. They're going to be like, bet. That's fine. You communicated with us. You paid it because then we want you to come back and be a happy customer and lose another 100,000. Now, obviously, they arrested you. They know they pretty much lost a customer for life. So no casino wants to do that. They want your money. So that just goes to show, like, there's accountability there, bro. You made $106 million or something. You had $207,000 in debt. Pay that and keep pushing it, bro. Like, we can't be mad at other people for holding us accountable.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing. They talk about it on their podcast and all that, but yeah, there's people holding you accountable. Pay your debts, and you ain't got to worry about getting arrested because you're not the only one that took out a marker. You were one of the only athletes that got arrested that we know of because you was basically trying to duck and dodge and get bad checks.
Right. So what was the excuse on the podcast? What did he say? What was the reasoning for, yeah, we have a debt, but we didn't pay it?
So I didn't get into all that. I didn't even know they had a podcast until yesterday.
Okay.
I was just going through, and you know how you can click the thumbnail, well, sit on the thumbnail, and it'll kind of talk about what's going on. Like you get that 15 seconds. I've seen that they were kind of talking about it, and then I seen some of their tweets. I don't even got time to hear, random excuses. There ain't no excuse, bro. First of all, you got enough money just to go take your own bread in there. And that's just where I stand. Don't gamble on no credit, especially of that much. You're going to lose because it just entices you to have bad discipline when doing that.
For sure. I agree.
But
what was the next topic you had for the people, man?
Man, my boy, my Uncle Shay Shay, man. Now we talking about bad discipline in money. It's being reported that my boy got hit up for about 20 to 25 M's. 20 to 25 M's from the OF model, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was 20, 19, 21, wherever. She was 19 to 21 through that span of when they were talking all that. He got Uncle Shay Shay. He got Nightcap. He got Club Shay Shay. He's on ESPN. He's doing all this. He's got the sponsors. I would have to say between Nightcap, Club Shay Shay, ESPN, and all the sponsors, dude had to be pulling in about 30. Just because the Cat Williams one gave him about 15, and that was, I know, last year. So, but then the sponsors, and we know what some of these sponsors are paying, other people. And then right before this happened, and it's not talked about a lot because it was so long ago, remember he had the $100 million deal on the table that was being reported. Mm-hmm. And it was like 3 days after that got reported, boom, this drops. $50 million lawsuit, and they say she walked away around 20 to 25. So where does he go from here? Because that's a lot of recouping to do, man.
It's unfortunate. It was unfortunate the timing this came out as far as with the $100 million deal on the table. It was unfortunate where he got let go from ESPN right before his brother went into the Hall of Fame. So that kind of overshadowed it. And I've been following Shannon since the very beginning of his career because my favorite quarterback growing up was John Elway. So I remember John Elway throwing the ball to Shannon Sharp. So I followed him when he ended up going to the Ravens, and then he ended up going to CBS and to see where he is now. And let's be honest, Shannon Sharp always came off as somebody that had it together, that had the common sense, that made good decisions. He's way older than us, and the guy looks like he's still in shape and can go play right now. So the discipline as far as on the field and business was there. But it's crazy how my coach used to say, don't lose your head for a little piece of tail. And boy, I will not. It seems like that little wet tail, that stink box, is undefeated in our community. And not even our community, the world, since the beginning of time.
Most of the greatest men were taken down by women in a situation dealing with that. That's just
unfortunate.
Beginning of time, all races, all centuries.
You look at
the woman either told your secrets to your enemy. She accused you of something. You done lost the bread in the divorce, whatever it may. She done took the kids, so you crashed out. That partner and that person you choose to be with is crazy. How much it will and can affect you.
Yeah, it and I hate to be this guy. I want to say that Shannon Sharp is going to be able to overcome this.
Yeah.
I think financially he is okay. He's not going to miss a meal. He's not going to be broke. But I think it just stained him.
Ooh,
You know, he went from legitimate. He went from a voice, pillar in the community. You know, he went from somebody that you respected to now it's kind
Uncle
of
Shay Shay. He was Uncle Shay Shay.
yeah.
Now
Even with all of that, it was funny, but it was still good hearted.
yeah.
Now he has like the smudge of OnlyFans, the smudge of underground. Then he had the leaked video that went viral, him having sex, and the gay stylist. It's just
it's been something after something after something after something after something.
I hate to see him go out like that. Because he doesn't need to. He has the money. He's okay. But some people just go down the wrong path. And Cat Williams and Monique, they tried to warn him. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't do the OJ Simpson. You know how OJ was really, really cool, before the murder stuff, and then afterwards, and he got out, then he started just going on to Howard Stern and just being
doing it because I'm already messed up. Play into it for another dollar and get this money back.
Yeah. So that's probably what's going to end up happening to him. He's going to have to just embrace it and just going over to the dark side, and get it how he lives.
I think the best thing for him is he's doing what we're trying to do right now. Is he's built at least his own networks and followings and his own product, because most people would be done. Because they would be relying on the ESPN bread. A lot of the sponsors, with some of them sponsors, to sneak right back on in there. But even without that, just the sponsors that stayed, and then you have your views and you still have the personality who you are. So at least he didn't only attach himself to being ESPN or, FS1 Shannon Sharp. He has his own things, and that's what really saved him, because most people would be down and out because they haven't built platforms like he did. So I think he'll be all right. I just know, I don't care if I got 200 in the bank. If 23 gone, that hurts. Just think about all the things you could have because if I just threw it away for now, think about all the crazy times and fun things you could have did by just throwing 23 M's away instead of burning it.
Yeah.
Oh, girl in an add insult to injury, she could have just stopped working on the internet. You ain't have to do a whole 5-paragraph retirement. She retired in the Hall of Fame before Shay Shay brother did. Before my boy Sterling got the Hall of Fame, she got the gold jacket.
She retired the same, time frame when he lost his job. That was crazy. They did all that. All that was organized. They're like, hey. And you know what? It's hard to feel bad for Shannon because he was warned. Yeah. He was warned, and not only that, but he's been on TV years telling other people what they shouldn't have done, what they should do. And for him to act like that and operate like that, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's pretty obvious. She was setting him up from the go. And Shannon, you have to be smarter than that.
There's certain questions people ask you, like when you talk on the phone, like the things he was saying on the phone, I was like, oh, you out of there, Unc. I was like, I don't care if y'all was just going back and forth. That was a relationship. The things you were saying as a 50-something swolled up black dude in this 19, 20 little old white, bro, there's no way you should be comfortable of saying that in person, because I don't know what you're recording, but let alone over the phone when I don't know what's going on the other side, who's on the other side. Like when I heard that, I was like, God. Yeah, and then remember they said they had that tape too, so we don't know what Shay was up in. I don't want to speculate, but Shay said, don't bring it out.
Shay Shay.
Because if it was DP, hey, for 23 M's, if I didn't do nothing wrong, but you just think, hey, you're going to have to just show.
If you're gonna extort me, I'm just gonna start my own OnlyFans, and I'm gonna put it behind a paywall. Y'all want to see the video? Go see it.
Facts.
Keep my 23 M.
Yeah,
and make
but it
probably
has to be
another
something in there because
them
Buddy
into.
said, I gracefully bow out.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, man. But hopefully, and the sad part is nobody's going to learn from this.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, nobody's going to learn from it. It's just a matter of time before the next person falls victim to it.
It's no different than athletes. All of them still going broke after seeing the next one in front of them go broke.
Because it's designed for that. So that's another topic for another show.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Hey, I love what we on almost 30 minutes. Yeah. I love this, what we're doing. Anybody, if you guys got any comments, any topics that you guys want to see, leave it in the comments and just give us feedback. We're gonna keep sharpening this blade. We're gonna keep putting out content and take this to the next level. So DP, man, I enjoy another video with you, man, and let's keep it going.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Like you said, give us feedback. We want to hear what you're saying. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to know how we can make this better. We want to know the topics y'all want. We want to know how often y'all want us to be bringing these lives to y'all. So bring all the stuff that y'all want. We'll take what we can use and we'll apply it, man. We appreciate y'all. Once again, I can't say what the name of the show is, but we're trying to give y'all a show and we'll come up with all the stuff. But we're going to run.
It is what it is. I like that. It is what it is. I like that. Is that a name somewhere?
Yeah, that's Cam and Mason now.
Oh God, no, man. Okay, yeah, no. Duh, that's why you like it. Oh, okay, my bad.
But but y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Go to the DP2 Nice channel. Call my agent on IG. Is my boy Ed Stuff. DP2 Nice is all my socials. And great seeing y'all. Great talking to y'all. Hope y'all like what we're doing. We out.